Hello and welcome to another video here on the Retro Bear channel. Thanks very much for tuning in. And as you can see, there's a bit of a celebratory mood in the air, as you can see from behind me. A congratulatory message and a silly hat to go with that, and which about sums up how good this is. Yeah, I should have rehearsed that maybe. So anyway, thanks very much for tuning in. As you can see, I'm really just sort of paying tribute to going past 100 subscribers. I'm not going to get too much into it, but I would like to say once again a big thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel over the last 12 months. Just over 12 months I've been doing this now, and to hit 100 subscribers is fantastic. So a big thank you to everybody who's done that. Also a big thank you to everybody who's commented, also left feedback. Those of you who got in contact personally, it's been great to get to know some of you really well. I'd also like to thank all of you who've actually championed the channel in your own YouTube space of the world by putting links into my videos, also to the channel, and actually taking my advice quite scarily on some occasions. Some people actually sort of said that's a good idea, we'll do that. So yes, just really a big thank you to everybody. I'm not going to sort of dwell on that. It's 100 subscribers. We don't do this to subscribers, but it is nice to sort of hit that little milestone there. So hence the silly get up this week. Back to normal next week. Anyway, and the only one way we can celebrate on this channel getting 100 subscribers is to do a pickups video from this past weekend, which was the Saturday the 13th of April. Not such a good week this week as last week, but I did get the odd nice find here or there, and I did treat myself to something a little bit special just because of the occasion, and I'd like to share all that with you as well. Hope you've had a good week. I've been very busy, and but luckily for me I have a week off coming up, which I intend to generally put my feet up and possibly do some moving around in here as well, because space now is it's more of a premium, especially after this weekend's pickups. It's been a sort of strange Saturday, it really was, sort of going out, and I actually went to two of the places I went to the week before, which means I technically picked up all the stuff I wanted to then. I'm hopefully this weekend coming up I might go somewhere a bit further afield, go somewhere a bit different and try something new, or perhaps to a couple of places I've only been to once before and see what I can pick up. As you would have seen from the title on the video, there's a couple of new additions this week. Certainly for one machine I don't usually buy an awful lot for, but that was what I treated myself to, as it was a one-off and I was happened to be there at the time. A couple of interesting stories to go through during the pickups as well, which I shall come to. Also, just to add as well, if you are new to the channel, please do feel free to subscribe, like, comment and tick notifications for further videos. And as I said, if you are coming back to the channel once again, thank you very much indeed for tuning in. So let's get on with the show. And I'll start with the one sort of left field pickup I managed to get hold of this weekend, and it's not particularly outstanding, but for me I don't usually buy a lot of these particular games purely because they're sort of out my range. Regular viewers will know I don't like to spend an awful lot because I try and do this on a budget, and you can build a collection on a budget, but also occasionally you should leave yourself rooms to find something different, or if you can't find stuff that you want, just buy something and go with it. So what I picked up this week is a Super Nintendo game. Now I don't have many of these, less than 30, and a lot of those I got a long time ago. So what I picked up this week was, you probably won't be able to see that from there, but that's Killer Instinct. Now immediately regular viewers will know, well, you hate side-scrolling beat-em-up fighting one-on-one games. Yes, I do. But it's a really nice condition one, actually. Really nice. I've checked it all out. It's all the official one. Very nice in this sort of distinctive black casing as opposed to the usual grey, and I picked it up for $4.99. Not an outstanding price to pay for it. I think it's fairly run of the mill, but it had been in one of my local cash converters for quite some time. In fact, I think probably about 12 months, and they got very little stuff left there now. Well, we would sort of class as retro. So I bought that, treated myself, $4.99, and a nice little pickup. Never played Killer Instinct. I get this confused with Primal Rage. That's the one with all the sort of dinosaurs and giant monkeys and things. I think this was more sort of like just sort of generic giant characters. So yeah, so that was that one. That was $4.99. That's an awful lot for me, by the way. It's about 10 games worth back when I first started collecting. Next stop. Ooh, oh, it's a long way down. Right, PlayStation 3. Now a lot of this stuff, as I said, came out of cash converters mostly CEX. Very little from charity shops this week. I'll point out the charity shop ones as I go along. So first one I've got for you is Bionic Commando, which is technically a retro game because that was the old 80s arcade game from Capcom that came out. This is sort of the updated version. I already got this on the 360. Nicely complete on the inside, and I think this was 50p, which is nothing to pay for really, is it? It's not meant to be all that good. I was a big fan of the game originally when it first came out, but yeah, we'll give that a go, see what we get on with that. Next one is Far Cry 2, which I've also got on the Xbox 360. I've got the Steelbook version. I've never played Far Cry. I think it's on version 6 at the moment. Is that right? You'll like to more than I am. I've got Far Cry Instincts on the original Xbox, and up there I've got Far Cry Vengeance on the Wii, which is a laughable game. That's one I've actually played because people said it was terrible, and it is terrible. It's awful. It's rubbish. I'm terrible at games, but that game actually sort of made me believe I was very good at games. And I've not played the Xbox 360 version so far. That one I think came in at about £1. No more than that anyway. But I've got a friend of mine who's plays all the current versions, and I'm like, oh, well, yeah, whatever. Whether it's sort of game I'm going to play or not, I don't know. And then finally for the PlayStation 3 is Assassin's Creed Revelations, which I've already got on the 360. I say that quite a lot because it's true. It's also got the original game in it, the original Assassin's Creed, which I've got for the PlayStation 3, but I've got this one now, 1, 2 and Brotherhood on the PlayStation 3. I think I've got 2, 3 Brotherhood and Revelations on the 360. Again, that was £1. I quite like the black box actually. It's quite a distinctive sort of look to that one. But again, very little in terms of cost. I'll collect these games. I must play them one day. Quite good. Original Xbox. It'll be a cold day in hell before I start referring to it as the OG Xbox. No, it's the original Xbox. And this one was from CEX for 50p. This is Fight Night Round 3. I don't like to pick up sports games when I'm out because it sort of defies the point of picking things up. But I was desperately trying to find an Xbox game on the shelves in various places I hadn't got, and this was the only one I couldn't find. I've got Fight Night Round 2, I think. I've never been a big fan of boxing games. The only boxing game I've ever really enjoyed was World Championship Boxing Manager on the Amiga. And that was actually a boxing simulation where there was no actual boxing involved. Wii boxing was alright, I suppose. Not great, but no, I can't think of many others that have, not even Punch Out or Frank Bruno's or Barry McGuigan's. No, I've got Mike Tyson's heavyweight boxing on the original Xbox, but never really got into boxing games. That's 50p anyway. Can't complain with that. Just the one Wii game this week, but I spent a bit more than I usually do on Wii games for this one because I hadn't seen it before, and it's quite an interesting game. This is the Mad Dog McCree Gunslinger Pack, which contains Mad Dog McCree 1 and 2, and also The Last Bounty Hunter. Yes, it is. My eyes are getting worse, I think. Nicely complete on the inside with the manual. This was £4, and I remember this game when it first came out. For those of you who aren't familiar with the game, this was sort of like a full motion video where you sort of interacted with it. So when it came to sort of like take the part of being the cowboy, you sort of shot to someone else and you sort of fired and shot people. It's sort of like, what was that old game, Bank Raid, wasn't it? On Bank Raid or Bank Panic on the Master System. It was sort of like that, but like far more technically advanced. But it was rubbish when it first came out. It looked fantastic, but it was absolute rubbish, and it's sort of got no notoriety sort of about it, and the fact it wasn't very good. And it was a CD, was it laser disc, I think it was. They were never very reliable anyway. I think it was. I don't know, I could be talking crap, more than likely. But yeah, that was a nice little pick up, that one. And that was £4, but I said I haven't seen that one before, and as I couldn't find the other Wii games that I wanted or actually hadn't got, or weren't the sort of the top range ones, I'm not going to start collecting those yet. I'm going to try and sort of build my way up to those. But yeah, so that's a nice little addition. Oh God, must get a table in there. It's bending down my age. Oh dear me. Right, what have we got next? PlayStation 2. There's always PlayStation 2 stuff. I mean, you cannot go anywhere without picking up PlayStation 2 games these days. And there's a plentiful bounty of them out there. Had some great ones last week. One I walked past this week was Beverly Hills Cop, which I knew existed, but I wasn't going to pay the £3 or £2.50 what they're asking for it in CX. But those of you who saw last week's video remember Miami Vice on it, and I love sort of like crappy tie-ins like that, and Beverly Hills Cop is meant to be not very good either. I hadn't seen it before, but I wasn't going to pay that for it. Not worth it. So I bought some general rubbish instead. Start off with Moto GP4, which I didn't know existed. I got 1, 2 and 3 on the original Xbox. More the fact that I picked this up for £1 in cash converters. I was actually fascinated when I opened it up to find inside there was a PlayStation memory card, which has got game saves for Crash, Abe's Odyssey and one of the Harry Potter games. I hope it works, because that's a bit of a bonus actually. I've got 1 PlayStation memory card, but I've got 2. So hopefully I'll be able to use that. That's the only reason I bought it, for £1. Woman in Cash Converters was very sort of like, oh, we've got a bargain there. And then pointed out that the 6-month warranty on all the games didn't apply to the free memory card I got, which I can understand it, because they didn't know it was in there either. But yeah, I picked up one last year, a dancing game, on PlayStation 2 I think it was, and picked up that memory card with it. That was a 30p game, and that was inside it, but it doesn't work. It's absolutely shot. It's a third party one, I think. It's got Magic Gate on the front of it, but it doesn't work. It's a real shame, but I must throw it away actually. There's no point in keeping it. But yeah, so that was £1, not bad. Also picked up Time Crisis 3 for the same value. No manual with this one. Well, there isn't any more, because here's the first fascinating story of this week. I've already got this. Yes, stupidly, although I was going through my phone religiously and finding all my games list on my phone, I neglected to check I'd got this for some reason. I thought, oh, I haven't got that one. And I need to sort of, what's the word, not trust my own judgment, because it's not very good usually. And despite the fact going through everything else, and there's another game down here which I'll talk about in a second when I get to it, I thought I've got that, and then I hadn't got it. This one I had got, and I didn't bother to check. So if anybody does want a copy of Time Crisis 3, get in touch. Yeah, I got this ages ago, weirdly enough. So yeah, that was a waste of £1. Not a waste of £1. Well, yes, it was a waste of £1, so I can't use it. Time Splitters on the PlayStation 2. I've already got the Time Splitters 2. I had Time Splitters 2 initially when it came out on the GameCube, and I wasn't very impressed with it. Not sure why. I haven't played it since. Bit annoyed about this one, because it's also, for some reason, once again, it's got the platinum version disc inside as opposed to the original release. How do they get these mixed up? I don't know. Anyway, I was told by the guy in Cash Converters I was getting a bit of a bargain here, because I paid £1 for this. And while I was in there buying that and another game, which I'll show you shortly, he said, oh, you're getting a bit of a bargain there, mate. I was like, oh, right, yeah. He goes, oh, yeah, absolute classic, this one. And he obviously was looking it up, because he took forever to process a £1.50 cash transaction. I think he's been standing there for about a minute. And he went, oh, yeah, he said, yeah, listed for £5, selling for £10 on eBay. Oh, right, okay. Well, I went home and then checked CEX, and they're selling it for a lot less than that. So I don't know if it's a good bargain or not. I'm a bit narked because it's got the wrong... Well, they've still got the right disc in there, but it's got a platinum version. I try and keep away from the platinums if I can. Try and keep all my labels like that. I can't help it. I've got 10 or so PlayStation 2 platinum label games, but can't be. It's a bit of a knackered copy. I've got not one of the best ones. The case is a bit shonky. There's a giant hole in the top there, which you probably can't see. But yep, again, that was £1. And then this one, which was, I'm going to put those on the floor there. This was a bit of an interesting find. I'd never seen this game before, and I've never heard of it either. And this is called Amplitude, which, if I can read the back of the box, it says, enter the hypnotic world of Amplitude, where, and I can't see what, it says Resimes. all I don't know, all and beat matching skills are tweaked, and the the boundaries between, this is funny writing on the back here, probably can't see it there, but struggling to read that, and the boundaries between game and music creation are blurred. Now, I've never seen this game before, and it's got also, you can see on the back there's a number of artists. David Bowie's there, BT, Papa Roach, Garbage, I remember Blink 182 and some other things I can't read. I've had a look at the track list and I don't recognise many of the tracks I've had today. I don't recognise any of the tracks on this at all. And I've also watched a video on YouTube. I'm still none the wiser as to what you try and do on this game. But I've never seen it before. It's in really good nick. It cost me £2, which is more than I usually pay. But I thought, well, I'm never going to sort of... Will I come across this game before? I've not come across it since. No. I've not come across it before because since would be in the future. I've not come across it before, and a quick scan on the CX when I got home shows that they're selling it for £8. They're buying it in a lot less than that, but they're selling it for £8. So I don't know, is it a rarity or not? I'm not quite sure. The manual looks in really good nick, but there was also a Brucey bonus, and we all like a bit of a Brucey bonus, don't we, now and again? There was a copy of Disney's Pixar Cars in there, which is also the bloody platinum version. I've already got it. I did actually know I got this when I bought it in the shop. I thought, well, I'll take it anyway. £2, 2 games. I feel a bit better about that. But I have already got Cars and the platinum version as well. So if anybody wants a copy of Cars, disc only. It's got a mark on the back of the disc, but it's not actually affecting the running of the game. It's I don't know. Yeah, it's not actually scratched on there. It's just sort of like a rubbing on it. But yeah, but this Amplitude game hasn't really, I think, been played at all. So nice pickup for a couple of quid. Like I said, you want a copy of Cars on platinum, let me know. Yeah, funny. You find things like that. It's all bonus, you know. But it's only a bonus if you actually haven't got the game. Otherwise, it's just stuff you've already got. Moving swiftly on. Final round this week, which is Xbox 360. I'm buying a lot of 360 stuff at the moment, as you can tell. Which is more worrying because you can't quite see down there, but I've actually run out of space on the shelf now for the 360 stuff. So something's got to give, folks. I'm looking at you, Amiga collection. You may have to be moved into cardboard boxes and deposited elsewhere within the house because I need the shelf space, or I can stop buying games. Boxes it is. Anyway, there's 7 here this week, and again, none of these have, I'm just going to quick scan through. Yet none of these have cost me over £1, which is great. What have we got first? So the whole tower comes crashing down. Mass Effect 2, which I've got the first one of. I get this confused with Dead Space, I don't know why. And I'm just wondering whether I'm thinking we've got both discs in here, which is lovely to see. You can see that. I'm pretty sure, I haven't done my research, so I'm probably talking crap, or I've dreamt it, or someone's told me and it's complete rubbish. I'm pretty sure it's an official. I'm pretty sure this is where it's like a choose your own adventure. You sort of choose one path and go this way. And I'm pretty sure this is also the one with either and or the gay or stroke lesbian storyline in it as well. I could be wrong. That might be a game I'm talking about which is either not made yet, or I've completely made it up and confused someone else. But yeah, so I've not played any Mass Effect games, so I shall look forward to spinning that one out. This is the other game, if you remember briefly, I mentioned that I thought I'd got and hadn't got. So I bought it, and that's Prey, which I picked up for 99p and then realised I could have gone to CEX and bought it for 50p, but nonetheless. Again, I don't know much about this game at all, otherwise, and I keep seeing it out and about, and finally I bought it. So there we go. What does it say on here? Aliens turned somebody's world upside down. Now he's about to return the favour. That sounds fascinating. Yeah, so we'll see how we get on with that one. Cheapy pick up this one because it was 50p, which is Beijing 2008, which is based on the Olympic Games of a long time ago. Nicely complete. Again, this one doesn't look like it's... The manual looks like it's been taken out, but the disc looks like it's not been actually used at all. So somebody's either looked after it really well, or they just haven't used it. So I do like, you know, multi sort of sports games like that. I remember playing years ago, sort of winter games, summer games, things like that, and always got a lot of fun out of them. I'm just trying to see how many Olympic. 38 events. Wow, 38 events across 10 authentic Olympic sports. Yeah. Interesting story about the Olympics. Would you like to hear it? Yes. Okay. A friend of mine went to London. In fact, I know 2 people who went to London 2012. And a friend of mine went into a draw for tickets. And I didn't see him for a few months. And I didn't see him until after the Olympics. We were on our way to watch a football match. And he said, oh yeah, I went to the Olympics. I said, you didn't, did you? He went, yeah, it was fantastic. He said, I put my name into a draw and I got drawn out for tickets and I was told what I was seeing. I said, oh, right. And immediately at the back of my head, you know, when you think of, like, what's the most stupidest sport that somebody like my mate who's into sort of football and American football could go and possibly see, what is the girliest sport he could go and get picked for? And I said, oh, right, so what do you get? He said, have you ever heard of dressage? And that was, not no word of a lie, that was exactly the sport I was thinking of. Yes, ballet dancing for horses. And he said he didn't nearly go. He said, I couldn't believe it when he came. I thought about selling it. He thought, I know. But he went along and he said he had one of the best days of his entire life. I think he was there the day that, what's her name? I think, is it Charlotte Dujardin, the British equestrian dressage expert, all 3 day eventer. She won gold medal or something, and he said it was actually fantastic. By the end of the day, he was an expert. And the other person I know also went to, I think it was what was now known as Super Saturday at London 2012, and they were actually sat on the finish line in the Olympic Stadium. So I'd have liked to have gone many years ago when I was talking to my mum, and because she was a big athletics fan. And I said, oh, you know, if we get the Olympics in this country, do you think we'll be able to go? And she went, oh, yes, I'm you know, well, if they ever come in near here, yeah, maybe we'll go. But she died 10 years before the Olympics came to London, so we never got a chance to do that one. But yeah, so I like multi-sports games. Bit of a tangent there, we'll come back. Back in with the mindless violence. Oh, these labels. What have we got? Hitman Absolution on 360, which was £1. I've got a few of these Hitman games now, knocking about across all formats. They're alright, I quite enjoy them. But yeah, that one I haven't got that one, that was £1. Lovely. This was the other one I got from Cash Converters when I was buying Time Splitters, and this is Max Payne 3. I didn't know there was a Max Payne 3. Again, this is a 2-discer. Got quite a few 2-discers this week. The other one will come in a minute. And we can get, see there says 2 discs. There's the single player disc 1 and multiplayer, and the single player disc 2. Lovely and complete. That was 50p, which is a nice find. Everything really inside it is rather good. I said I'm never quite sure that I never knew there was a 3rd game in the series. I got 1 and 2 on the original Xbox, but not 3. I didn't know it was Rockstar either. Rockstar did that one, so see how we get on with that. Last 2. I'll do this one first. This is a fairly straightforward one. Duke Nukem Forever, which was £1. And one of the charity shop pickups this week. Very few of those. Never played Duke Nukem before. Missed it out originally when it came out on PlayStation. So that was £1. And finally, this is an interesting one. I quite like me Kinect games. This is National Geographic TV America the Wild. I thought this is rather interesting, and apparently it's an interactive thing. So you've got this bloke called Casey Anderson and his 800-pound bear called Brutus, and they sort of take you through various sort of aspects of nature, and then you get to interact with it. And apparently you can watch, learn about and become your favourite animals. There we go. And it's also 2 discs. There's actually 2 discs on top of each other there, which I didn't know at the time. And there's like 8 episodes. There's Expedition Grizzly, Stalking the Mountain Lion, Black Bear. So yeah, we'll see how we get on with that one. I hadn't seen that one before, and that was £1 in a charity shop. Charity shop had loads of games, about 20 games. I've got them all. And I'd also, if you remember from last week's video, I picked up Sonic Riders. on the PlayStation 2, which I got for £1. They were selling that for £3.99, which is more than you can get it anywhere else. But a lot of the games in the shop are also priced at 99p, so I couldn't quite understand that strategy. Interesting story about cash converters. The other branch I went into, excuse me, where I got this from, and the girl in there, I've not seen her there before. I don't know if she's a new staff member or what, but really funny because I said, "Oh, got about a stack of about that many games, value about £7, £8. And I said, said, while you're at it, I said, can I have your Killer Instinct out your cabinet? So she had to show me what it is. And B, I think she said she was, she told me later she was in her 20s, so, but she knew about memory cards. So I'm not sure whether she was telling the truth or not, I don't know. Because I don't think memory cards have been a thing of the past for about 15 years or so. Maybe 10 years, I don't know. I could be missing. Yeah, just forget I said that. And so she's sort of struggling. She was struggling to walk, and she sort of got this out there. Sort of bent down, walking. Oh, my feet are killing me. She said, I said, oh, well, what's the problem? And she said, oh, I've got an ingrowing toenail. And it's gone infected. I said, oh, that sounds painful. And I said, well, you should have told me that. I said, I'd have, you know, when you open the cabinet, I'd have bent down and got it. She goes, oh no. She says, no, couldn't let you do that. She said, because you might just grab stuff and run out the shop with it. And I thought, strange thing to say. And I said, well, the joke's on you. I said, because I haven't run anywhere since 2003. And she said it again afterwards. She'd run the stuff through the till, and she rang it all up, and she said, oh, it's £12.96. I said, well, hang on a second. I said, I thought, well, I've got £12 cash, but I might need that a bit later. So I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll pay on my card. She goes, oh, okay, I thought you were going to pay cash for it. I'll change your card. She said, whatever you do, don't pick these games up and run out the shop. And I thought, I'm not going to do something like, you know, if I'm going to go into a branch of cash converters, I'm going to do much more than grab a handful of games which cost £12 and run out the door. I'm still going to go for your PlayStation 4 and your Xbox One titles and disappear sharpish. So, yeah, very strange thing to say. And she could talk for England. She's a lovely girl, but she just went on and on and on. So I'll have to see if she's in there again and probably not go there again. But I'm not going to go to that place for a couple of weeks because I've been there and cleaned all their stuff out anyway. So that's this week's pickups. Yes, as always, a bit of something for everybody. I'm not sure what my pickup was. Probably the one with the memory card in. Actually, that was a bit of a bonus, that one. But I'd quite like to get that. That's quite a good one to pick up as well. Just going forward, obviously, if you just tuned in or you stumbled across the video by accident, the reason I'm wearing a silly hat. Yeah, I've got an idea of a new sort of series, which hopefully I can try and spend some time recording next week when I'm off work. I'm not going to say too much about it now. I thought initially that no one else had done it. Somebody's done something slightly similar, but I'm going to try and sort of extreme it a bit. Extreme it a bit. Oh dear me. I don't know. We'll have to see how it turns out. It could be a complete disaster. Yeah, I'm just thinking about it now. Yeah, well, we'll give it a go. We've got to try something different. We have to try something different and bring people in. And hopefully there'll be some more pickup videos, as there always are. And also more collection videos to come. And hopefully, if I can actually sort of find my way through the mess which is the other bedroom, start pulling stuff out of that giant box in the corner and showing that off as well. Because there's some nice presentation sets and some really stupid looking peripherals as well to show you part of the collection. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for tuning in once more, and I say it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you once again. Obviously do the usual subscribe, like, comment and tick the notification bell for more updates on the channel. You'll have to excuse me if I turn around and find the mouse, and to say thank you very much indeed for watching. Take care for now, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.